Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Gary Perna in for Paula Degnan. A certified public accountant from Rice Township will plead guilty after he allegedly laundered over $1 million from an undisclosed business. Adam Comar will enter his plea later this week on charges of money laundering and income tax evasion. Comar's firm allegedly began transferring the business's money to his own account from 2014 till 2018. It was part of a scheme to defraud and obtain money by false and fraudulent pretenses. He delivered around $1 million to checking accounts payable to the business to a bank account that he controlled. Comer also fraudulently used over $350,000 in checks payable by that business. The alleged fraud failed to report over $800,000 in incomes on his personal income tax. Both offenses carry a combined maximum of 25 years in prison and a $750,000 fine. He's scheduled to appear in court on Friday. Jury selection began yesterday on a trial for a Chickasha man who allegedly had inappropriate sexual contact with a woman at an Institute for Human Resources and Services home in Kingston. 56-year-old Andrew Dula was a caregiver at the facility. He is accused of molesting a 37-year-old woman who had cerebral palsy and a mental state of a child less than a year old. Dula's co-workers heard the woman screaming on the morning of February 3rd, 2016, and found Dula with the woman who was naked from the waist down. He was charged with attempted involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, attempted sexual assault, aggravated indecent assault, among similar charges. He has been free on bail since 2016, and jury selection continued today. A West Hazelton man will be spending the next 15 years in prison for receiving child pornography. 28-year-old Michael Porvanova admitted to using his cell phone to receive video and images of child pornography by using a file-sharing network through August and October of 2017. He was sentenced to 15 years behind bars by senior U.S. Magisterial Judge James Munley. He must also serve 10 years probation and register as a sex offender. A homicide by vehicle and an attempt to kill someone highlights the month's criminal court terms that began Monday and run for 2 weeks in Schuylkill County. 27-year-old Rafael Valdez-Torres of Hazelton faces charges of attempted first-degree murder, among other charges. Tamaqua police allege that he attempted to shoot Joseph Banker once in the chest around 2 a.m. on October 10th of 2017 in the borough. Also happening, 31-year-old Ashley Leibing of Ashland faces charges of homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence, among other related charges. Ashland police allege that she was under the influence of drugs when her van hit and later killed an 85-year-old pedestrian, Walter Bogish, around 7 p.m. on December 11th, 2015 in the borough. Those cases are being heard in Schuylkill County Court. As we reported Monday here on WYLN News, Hazelton City Councilwoman Allison Barletta has announced that she will seek the Republican nomination for mayor of Hazelton, challenging current mayor Jeff Cassat.
For only sitting on Hazelton City Council for 1 year, Councilwoman Allison Barletta has decided to challenge current Republican Mayor Jeff Cassat for the party's nomination. Cassat has not formally announced yet his re-election bid. Barletta spoke with us today about her announcement and her plan to run.
Actually, as a councilwoman, as I've been sitting here on council for a year, I actually see what is working and what is not working. I reached out to residents, businesses, our dedicated city employees, and talking to them and their concerns, they're not satisfied. You know, they have so many issues going on and it's not satisfied, so I decided that I want to run for mayor to implement those changes that everybody needs and deserves.
Barletta said she believes the city needs to run more like a business.
I believe that it actually has to go with a business. I believe that the city needs to be ran as a business. And I actually went to school for business administration. I have actually been practicing in my degree for 7 years now. I think if we run as a business, I think we're actually going to be very successful and working as a team together. I believe that's truly how the government needs to work. The city government needs to work as a team. And that's with the residents, that's with our city employees, our department heads, myself, along with the legislators, and see what policies and procedures we could put in place.
Councilwoman Barletta said transparency needs to be front and center in city government, something she said is lacking.
Well, actually, one of my big things is I want transparency. I want 100% transparency, and I know it's actually a word that everybody uses, but nobody implements that word. But I can guarantee everybody that I, Allison Barletta, will implement that, and I will show you what true transparency means.
Barletta said she will be going door to door and talking with residents of the city.
Actually both. I already have been calling people, reaching out to people. Everybody has been very excited. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. Everybody's saying, I want a sign, I want t-shirts, which is amazing. That's what we need, our community to be excited, to get involved. So I will be actually going door to door. Petitions will be coming out at the end of the month. So I will be knocking on doors, asking for the signatures on the Republican ticket as required. And I'm going to keep the campaign going. I'm looking forward to a positive campaign. That's what I believe is going to succeed our city.
And when asked what were the three main issues she sees the city facing?
Actually, I do believe, our streets. That's one of the biggest things that I'm hearing is our streets. Some people are saying the crime, which we're going to look at those crime rates. I know we just had a study come out. We still have to face crime. We still have to face drugs, and of course is the city itself, the transparency, the accountability, the communication, pretty much our city government. That's where it starts, and we need to make sure that we're going to put the policies and procedures in place, implement the changes that need, have that 100% transparency with all of the residents. I want the residents to come to the council meetings. When they come to the council meetings, they will have a packet waiting for them. They're going to have the invoices that we paid so they can see exactly what's going on with their money, because it is a business. And that's what I want for the residents to see when I mean 100% transparency. And then they would understand exactly how city government's being ran and what is going on.
Sticking with some election news tonight, Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantes will announce Thursday that she will be seeking a third term. According to the county charter, though, the DA can only hold the office for 3 four-year terms, which means Salavantes will run for DA for the final time this year. The 36-year-old Republican will make her official announcement Thursday at the River Grill in Plains Township. Back in 2011, Salavantes took the political scene by storm when she beat out sitting DA Jackie Musto Carroll. 4 years later, she ran right past attorney Vito DeLuca to win re-election. Salavantes oversees a staff of 68, which includes assistant district attorneys, detectives, and victim resource staffers. The Borough of Wyln has applied for another grant to finish renovations to the new municipal building that is expected to be finished at some time this year. And Council does have questions on the work that has been done and what needs to be completed. The borough did receive a $500,000 local share grant, which was spent entirely on the purchase and some of the renovation of the former Wyln Event Center. When council members did a walkthrough back in December, they noted things that were supposed to be done hadn't been so far. But the borough applied for a second LSA grant in the amount of $260,000 to finish the renovations. It will pay for a new roof and separated HVAC systems. The new facility will house the police station and meeting space. Council must soon decide what needs to be completed because the contractor performance bonds are only good for 1 year. Well, coming up here on Wyln News today, Governor Tom Wolf presented his proposed budget. We'll break it down for you ahead. Plus, taking steps to legalize recreational marijuana in the Commonwealth. But first, let's take a look at your forecast outside. We're going to see rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but the good news, it's not going to be that cold out. Highs in the 40s and 50s. Could be worse. We could be back below sub-zero. The weekend, though, not looking so bad. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm going to tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create. And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Blaze Alexander Family Dealership is very proud to become a part of the Hazleton area. Come see us in Hazel Township or visit us online at blazehazleton.com. There's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac, and Mazda. Plus, a huge inventory of the finest quality pre-owned vehicles available, all with the Blaze Alexander lowest price guarantee. We have a long-held reputation for low prices, great selection, and top-notch service. Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships in Hazleton. We're taking the deals the other guys won't.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Governor Tom Wolf pitched his first budget proposal of his second term to lawmakers and is seeking more money for education, among other things. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has the details for us tonight.
Governor Tom Wolf proposed a budget that takes a dive into the Commonwealth's experiment in self-government. This plan calls on contributions from the business community, labor unions, educators, research institutions, students, parents, and adult workers. The package of policies and investments are what Wolf called the Statewide Workforce Education and Accountability Program. Democratic State Senator John Udicek released a statement on Wolf's proposed budget, stating that he applauds Wolf's call for, quote, continued education and workforce development training that will further fuel the job growth, economic development, and fiscal responsibility in Pennsylvania. One thing that Wolf proposed was to lower the age of compulsory attendance in schools to age 6 to bring the Commonwealth in line with the vast majority of other states, going even further with a careful study of the cost and benefits of moving universal free full-day kindergarten for every 5-year-old in the state. This is a proposal that Republican State Representative Tara Toohill can get behind.
There's about 3,000 children that are affected in Pennsylvania that are very late enrollment, and they don't go to kindergarten until they're 8 years old. So I thought that was promising, that we would invest in early childhood education and that we would get children into kindergarten sooner so that they could start learning sooner.
Another proposal Toohill could move forward with was upping the pay floor for teachers, school counselors, school nurses, and more, which hasn't been increased since 1989.
And he actually looked at, for Hazleton Area School District or Berwick Area School District, that we would be increasing it from $18,500, that it would increase to $45,000. And so professionals that are in the school right now that are making less than $45,000, that they would get bumped, and it would be no cost to the school district at all. That money would be built into the budget, and that's in his proposal. So I'm going to be looking at that and seeing if the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, if there is the money there to do that.
Toohill thought the governor was surprisingly conservative, proposing no new taxes, which Republicans have been holding the line on for 4 years now. One issue she had, however, was with upping minimum wage to $15, doubling it entirely for entry-level starter positions.
One of my concerns with that is doubling the minimum wage could have a crippling impact on small businesses, and it could jeopardize jobs, entry-level jobs, where employers would then go into automated and computer services, and they would lay off employees.
Wolf's budget is expected to exceed $34 billion for the fiscal year starting July 1st. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Well, also out of Harrisburg, the first stop in Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman's listening tour has been announced. He will be in Harrisburg on Monday. Fetterman is gathering input from PA residents on the possibility of legalizing recreational marijuana in the Commonwealth. A webpage was also launched on Monday to take comments from those who can attend a public meeting. More dates will be also announced shortly as that tour gets underway. And staying with recreational marijuana, Allegheny Democrat Representative Jake Wyln will be introducing a bill to legalize recreational pot. He says it would correct social justice wrongs by automatically expulsing the records of individuals who had legally been able to possess the controlled substance. It would also give them automatic reinstatement of their licenses. The bill would provide incentives to businesses to partner with Pennsylvania farmers and provide investments for student debt forgiveness, after-school programs, and affordable housing. The American Lung Association is out with its 17th annual State of Tobacco Control Report. The report gives Pennsylvania an F for what it spent on education efforts for money from the National Tobacco Settlement, known as the MSA, that is being spent elsewhere. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends states spend $140 million annually on anti-smoking efforts, but the report says Pennsylvania is falling short of their goal, and allotting only $15.5 million last year. On Wednesday, February 6th, Market Street in downtown Wilkes-Barre City will be closed between Franklin Street and Public Square. The closure will take place between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. for work involving a small crane on the Citizens Bank building. DPW crews will be providing barriers to block off access, and the contractor will be providing flaggers to direct traffic around that. That's again tomorrow. Market Street will be closed between Franklin and Public Square in Wilkes-Barre. Coming up on South Tamaqua's News Choice, where the bishop will be presenting a lecture. Plus, welcome to the Year of the Pig. But first, in Community and You, Trooper Anthony Petrowski stops in with some tips for you. Stay with us.
It's time to say goodbye to 2018 and hello to 2019 during the Start Something New sales event at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're celebrating the new year with new savings. Buy a new 2018 Jeep Compass Sport 4x4 with heated seats for only $23,715. Or buy a new 2018 Ram 1500 Crew Cab truck with Ram Cargo Management for $33,552. That's a savings of over $9,400. It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Northeast Gold and Silver inside the Churchill Mall is paying cash for gold and silver. Top dollar for silver coins. National currency. Fine and sterling flatware. Stop in or call them at 570-497-4177.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. WYLN, first in live local sports. The winter sports season is here. Catch these games live on WYLN this week.
On WYLN, it's Tuesday, which means it's Trooper Talk Tuesday. Trooper Anthony Petrowski is here from Pennsylvania State Police Hazleton. Today, we're talking about something that sometimes we don't want to get involved in. Maybe we're afraid to say something, but it's reporting a crime. And if you see something, the old saying is, see something, say something, and that's truly important because that helps our police and our state police officers do their job. So, Trooper Petrowski, how important is it to have somebody dial 911, have somebody call the state troopers barrack if there is something going on? They're seeing something. Maybe it's a drug deal going down. Maybe it's maybe some type of domestic, something going on where it's important to have the eyewitness account.
It's extremely important. One thing, there's a lot of police officers, state troopers out there, but we can't be everywhere all the time. Mm-hmm. So the citizens out there, their eyes help us. So if they see something, it's very important they say something, and that's a philosophy that the Pennsylvania State Police really believes in. Let us know. Call 911. Give a license plate. Give a description. Report it, because it may be a crime that is against somebody they have no idea, or it may be a physical crime to where somebody actually can't dial 911 that needs help. So it's important to help each other, look out for each other.
I know we've had conversations and people are like, you know what, I don't want to get involved. I don't want the person to come back after me. I'm just scared for my safety. How do we get over that? And what are some precautions they could take?
Well, it goes back to put yourself in their shoes. Would you want somebody to get involved to help you? And that's really the mentality that we need. And on top of that, if you want to report a crime and you don't want to get involved, we don't hang up on you if you don't give us your name. If it's something going on, we take anonymous calls. 911 takes anonymous calls.
Right.
The state police, our dispatchers, take anonymous calls. We would rather get the information to us so we could dispatch troopers to be able to help somebody, and we're not so much concerned about the caller's name. If they want to provide it, great. If not, we're still going to do our job and look into the incident that was called in.
I always think of, and there was an example given of an older lady living in a house. She was, afraid, but she saw things going on, and she would call the police. She had nothing to know about. She was behind the curtains, just peeking through. But sometimes what we see, we may not think right away, oh, it's a problem. But when we see kind of a repetitive things that keep happening in the same neighborhood, maybe the same time, it's something that we should be aware of.
Absolutely. And you know what? Your neighborhood is your neighborhood. You know your street, your block, you know your neighbors around you. You know what looks right, you know what doesn't. We patrol through the areas, but that doesn't mean we know everything that goes on. So if it doesn't look right, it probably isn't. Give us a call. If you're unsure of something, maybe talk to a neighbor, talk to a friend. Hey, this is going on. Do you think it's something? Do you think I should call? You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, you call us, we look into it, turns out to be nothing. That's not a bad day for us.
Right. Again, it's important for everyone to know, see something, say something. So wherever you're at, you see something that's not right, that you think, man, this really doesn't belong there. This car is out of place. These people haven't been in my neighborhood before. These are some things that you want to call 911, call the police department, and be like, listen, there's something odd, something's not right here. Have somebody come out and look at it.
Absolutely, it never hurts. We may be helping somebody out that couldn't call or that needed help and just didn't know what to do.
All right. So again, see something, say something. Don't be afraid to report a crime. Remember, you could do it anonymously. They'll take the information down, and hopefully that person can get help, or somebody who's committing a crime will get put behind bars and hopefully won't be back to do it again. Thanks for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday, Inside Community and You. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home. Robotic surgery for quicker recoveries, world-class heart care, and access to top specialists. All from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for Greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-through lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Fast, consistent internet speeds. TV your way. And reliable phone service. All from the one provider who also lives here. Service Electric Cablevision. Connect with us.
The Bishop of the Diocese of Scranton is scheduled to speak at King's College later this month. Bishop Joseph Bambera will present the annual Donald Grimm's Lecture at the college. The lecture honors the late Reverend Grims, who served as the Vice President of Academic Affairs and was also a counselor and professor at King's from 1972 until he passed away in 2005. The bishop will speak about the rise of nationalism and its consequences on social and religious expression. The lecture will take place on Monday, February 18th at 7 p.m. at the McGowan School of Business. Well, it's the Year of the Pig. The Lunar New Year holiday in mainland China is marked by the biggest annual travel boom as hundreds of millions of people visit their hometowns and travel abroad. Asia welcomed the Lunar New Year of the Pig on Tuesday with visits to temples and family banquets. And this is considered one of the biggest travel sprees across the world. Happy New Year. Tonight, the Wyln sports crew is headed over to the Hazleton Area High School tonight for a boys game. Tonight's game will feature the Crestwood Comet boys facing off against the Hazleton Area Cougars. The game will tip off tonight at 7:30 from Hazleton Area High School, so join Marty Burns and Joe Melfi and the entire Wyln sports team as the Comets travel down 309 to take on the Cougars. Good luck tonight. That's the news, and remember, you can always get news updates on the Wyln News Facebook page. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on Wyln TV.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2314. WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org. You're watching Wilkes-Barre's Choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.